Good. Good, good, good. Double check this really fast. This one has to be deleted. There we go. Aha! I need to add the title to this one. Hello. Make sure it's still streaming to the correct source. It is. Good, good. Okay. I hate the back end of Restream right now. A lot. It shouldn't be this hard to use. I finally fixed that one problem I had. I'm running out of bows. And there also seems to be some kind of granulates floating in this, which I'm hoping are air bubbles. Alright. So, less time on Power Rangers Time Force. Also, my camera's fucked. Alright, so, as I was saying, last time on Power Rangers Time Force. I did not go live because I had to do things at work, and I won't tell y'all about that yet, because it's not important, but I spent a lot of time off stream, power farming like a fucking maniac. And we are now sitting at the total that we need to buy the sword. But, I need to stack even more, because we still need to buy extra shit on top of the sword. So, what I'm going to do is spend a lot of time here in the casino. I swear, it's very detrimentally important that we succeed my gambling addiction. Now, unfortunately, the way that I chose to do it is I basically used this slot machine, and we're going to continue using this slot machine to do it. This was on payout level 6, and I basically ran it all the way down to the point that it's unusable because of the fact that, ironically enough, Slime Quest actually does have a timeout function. To the point that after it hits this limit, it basically takes away your ability to play on that machine again. I don't know if it's permanently, but this is what I was talking about with the heating up function the last time we were here. You ever played a Dragon Quest? Heard they were interesting. Well, that depends on how much you like the story. and memes. Most players look at this the way they look at Persona. They usually see it as a meme fest. For here, you could very much compare it as, like, say, the same way people look at certain parts of Final Fantasy. Is that 7? No, it's not 7. Because most people, when they think of Persona, they think of either the memes around Persona or the Persona music. When people think of Dragon Quest, they usually think of the very complex JRPG story or the mini-quests, which is pretty much the way you look at Final Fantasy. When I think of Final Fantasy VII, I think of Golden Saucer. When I think of Final Fantasy X, I think of Blitzball and Monster Arena. But since we have so many tokens, we can always just keep pressing this button until we get a hit, which is what we're going to end up doing here. We're going to be here for a bit, I can tell you that much. Game's taunting me right now. Unlucky. I'm getting troll right now. Yeah, the story of most Dragon Quests are usually okay. It just happens to be that it happens to be in multiple parts. From my recent memory of all the ones I played, the one that I think was the most satisfying to me was Dragon Quest VIII, but that was mostly because it was my first Dragon Quest on a console. And I spent a lot of time playing that game. I was mad as shit when it got stolen from my house. One of the many things I blame on my brother, amongst other shit. Slime Queen's Rejust. Probably gonna change it to a bar, maybe? Yeah. Showland. Oh, the game's trolling me with a lot of greens. Unlucky on the 7. Realistically, at the end of the day, I don't think this Dragon Quest is the hardest one in existence. I think those still go to the NES titles. Nice 5-stack. But, in terms of this game's story, I think you could technically say that it has a 3-act Act 1, Act 2, and post-game structure in terms of its story. It's basically like Undertale. It depends on where you feel like you want to stop playing the game. If you want the golden ending, you have to play all the way through, including the post-game. If you just want to play till you get to a pseudo game over screen, then you basically can stop at Act 1 or stop at Act 2. If I can enjoy Fire Emblem story writing, I enjoy most of it, I believe. It depends, you know, because when most people play JRPGs in this day and age, they usually end up playing the accessible ones, like Persona, rather than playing pure SMT, where you spend a lot of time fucking optimizing your demons. Which is very much the case example of why there was a lot more enjoyment when they tried out Tokyo Mirage Session. A lot of people still think that that's a Fire Emblem game because it has Fire Emblem hashtag in the title, but it's actually just It's SMT 4.5 basically. If Apocalypse is SMT 4's additional side story after SMT 4, then Tokyo Mirage Session was them trying out the engine to see how SMT 5 would run on the Switch after they brought it over for Reborn, or Encore, which I called when they announced it on its Direct. Nice metal mode. And then you can look at HD Nocturne as, can the Switch handle the processing power necessary for the hair on the character? Very hit and miss in terms of optimization, but it is what it is, you know? Yes, I'm drinking hot sauce. Aw, no extra metal mode for me. Didn't have Tokyo Mirage Sessions, but I played 5 Awakening and Fates. I feel like right now, a lot of the people who are playing Fire Emblem are playing it because they want to see their waifus. It's very much a case of Fate Grand Order. Which then again, can you blame them? Considering how much money it makes? Game, come on, give me some free spins. In all of my grinding, I haven't gotten a single free spin yet. Also, nice triple stack. Nice quad stack! Given they have Fire Emblem Heroes out now, pretty much. But then again, every single anime game has a form of a gacha. They'd be crazy not to have a gacha. It's literally free money. It's literally free money. But then again, a lot of people right now, if they're not playing Final Fantasy XIV, they're playing Genshin. And boy, do I feel bad for Genshin players. Meanwhile, I'm over here as an SMT player playing Devil Downloader Liberation, like, bruh, whales. It's uncomfortable. For the most part. It could be better, but it could be worse. So I just ended up taking what I can get. I mean, shit, I'm eating this year. We got a Metroid game, boys. But I still can't play through that until I finish all my JRPGs! Your friend complains about Final Fantasy XIV due to it being too low APM and a tab targeting game. Honestly, being a person who plays Korean grinders for a living, it's a bit hit and miss for me. I want to play it, but there's 3 things holding me back, and it's the same 3 things that attracted me to playing PSO2 when I was when playing on the Japan servers, and what has now killed my interest of ever playing it again, especially on the North American servers. Because I could go back to the Japanese servers pretty easy. I still have my Sega Japan account. But unfortunately, people here in the States play on Steam. So nice bar. So to play that, I would need to get a subscription. So that's money that's going to come out from playing anyways. And then, if I get a subscription, I need people to play with. And if I'm not playing with my mutuals, I'm not playing the game. Yes, I'm gambling. It's very important in order to kill the Dark One. And what you mean, of course, you're gambling. Treasure Trove. Ooh, Quad Trove. You need to tease me. Don't forget to rub my nipple when you do so. And then pop me on my head and say I'm a good boy. You gotta make sure you get your fingernails right in there when you scratch the back of my head. See, I do my hair now, so my hair is properly fluffy. It's like I'm in high school again. No, I am not a pretty princess. I am a hot prince. Fire! El fuego. Complete with a Spanish guitar. I mean, for me, the thing that interests me with playing games of that nature is just playing with friends. Like, the amount of games throughout the years that I've played by myself. Nice trove. And that I've enjoyed, even though I didn't have anyone else that I knew to play them with, was rooted in the fact that those games are realistically true Korean MMO grinders. One of which is Dungeon Fighter Online, which is more a game that you can play solo if you really want, but is a close experience that you could get to, say, a really good metal grinding experience. Since the majority of your gameplay is actually based on the characters you have created on your account. When you first start out, you're probably going to make 1 character, 2 character, 3, but then if you're consistently playing, you'll have so many fucking alcoholic syndromes. You'll have a character for almost every other main class that can farm well. And then at that point, it becomes the same thing with RuneScape. You start looking towards, well, how can I get better at the game overall and understand and learn my combos? Maybe you go into the PvP scene, which most players don't, but it's very much a game that requires you to play it consistently. So most veterans like myself, we're not happy with the way that Neopal is treating how they run the game, which is very, very disappointing, because the reason most players were annoyed with Nexon running Dungeon Fighter Online is that they were nickel and diming us every single time they had a pack. They were more worried about selling pack skins than they were about the fucking performance of the game, so they eventually closed it, once they eventually had the ability to open up Suju, and we were supposed to get our Shadow Warriors. Then, when the alpha test was brought out, people were excited because it's like, hey, we're going back to the people who originally designed the game. But then they started just shitting the bed because a lot of the things that were ultimate values for players started getting decategorized as a priority, and then everybody got sad again. And now it's like, well, why am I going to play this game? Who am I going to play it with? All the people who would have played it in NA, if they didn't go back to the alpha test and reassure and realign themselves, they didn't do anything. It's kind of like trying to find people who can play Guns the Duel, and actually legitimately finding players that actually know how to play Katana style. Whereas with games that interested me outside of Path of Exile, you had things like Ron Online. And that's a key system. It's a free-to-play game, and it doesn't actually have a pay-to-win strategy, but it is a very difficult game, because it's a proper Holy Trinity game. You need to have a tank who can pull keys, you need to have a damage class that can kill the keys and the entire pull, you need to have supports that can heal, and you need to have the ability to have defensive classes that can switch off the keys. Otherwise, you don't have the ability to power farm and actually gain money and do services. Nice metal mode. It's just really, really difficult and really not satisfying. Outriders is going to try to play with friends, but it got to the point we just had enough with the laggy mess of it. Oh my god, my first free spin! Oh, free metal mode! Oh, we love it! So, this is actually a wonderful case example to talk about what I was talking about beforehand. When you get a free spin, on top of your silver spins, your free spins count as metal mode. So, I turned these many metal mode spins into free silver spins. It's fucking great. I love this. I like it. We might get to our total faster than I expected. Aww. Game got me excited. I thought it was going to give me another metal mode for free. Instead, it's giving me a night match. That's fine. Right now, I'm just getting free cash, so that's cool. Trying to find a stack in this game is for me at this age is Final Fantasy 14, my friendly group. It's difficult to say, you know. I mean, with mutuals as they've been, if you know anything about my backstory, that is, it's like, can I find people who are going to play the game with me who enjoy it the same way that I enjoy it? Probably not. They're probably not people who like torturing themselves with experiences like Path of Exile. But I want an actual proper community game that I can sit down and play with other players, because that will be satisfying. Because if you want to build camaraderie and give people something to look forward to, you gotta find something good that everybody wants to do. But I'm not a person who likes playing things like Apex Legends by myself. And the friend that I do have that would play it with me... Nice triple match. The friend that I do have that would play it with me, right now she's busy shitposting herself into a new job position because she's had it just as rough as I've had it. And between playing MOBAs, well, there are some people who think Smite players are a myth, even though I'm literally right here. Nice quattro. And of my fighting game friends, I don't get to talk to them very often. And then, even with fucking Monster Hunter World, why would I play Monster Hunter World when I already have Monster Hunter Rise? You know? I'm already so far behind, and I don't have any other friend except for the one friend that I do have that plays it, that unless I was able to find time to sit down with her and play it, I wouldn't be able to play it. I'd just be disappointed all the time and bored, which is what I end up doing on stream. It's just an unfortunate fact, so I end up playing a lot of single-player games. Because if I'm going to play a game that's going to interest me, I'm going to play something that challenges me. And fortunately, what challenges me is ARPGs. And JRPGs. Because there's a bunch of shit on my backlog that I've been wanting to play for years that I haven't been allowed to play. And yeah, there are a lot of fewer co-op games in general. Because a lot of the games that I'm describing, they're very old, right? We're talking like 20, 15 years old. In the case of Mabby No Guy, I think that was 2017 or 2002. So, up there in years. And even then, I play on a private server, which has maybe like 60 concurrent players that keeps the server alive with custom content. Same thing with the other server for, Ooh! Hot! That keeps the server alive with the communities and audiences that play them, right? So you got things like Toontown, you got things like Reimagine, which is the SMT MMORPG game. You've got Mabby Pro, which is Mabby Professional, and then I'm always looking for an easy to get into but easy to fucking scale and learn game that gets people to work together and play, which, for the time being, for my audience, was, well, between Path of Exile and Phantasy Star Online 2, that was it. If they hadn't done the dumb shit they did trying to ban more than 60% of the player base because they wanted to be fucking stupid woke scolds, that would have been fine. But they banned them, and they put their foot down as being woke scolds, so why would I give them my money at this point? Because unfortunately, the downside that comes to these games like that, especially Dungeon Fighter Online, if you're not a power user, you're not really benefiting from all of the things you could get from the game. Especially considering how much money making, in terms of cash and your drop rates, are important. So it's like, at that point, it's like, what are we fucking talking about, you know? Why am I here? What am I supposed to do? And then for all the other games that I play, unfortunately, other people don't play them. And then with MMORPGs in general, it's just a matter of finding players that can keep up with my pace. And then, half the time, I feel like it's not as useful anyways. Nice metal mode. Because it's not the same audience, and it's not the same time period as before. You know? In maybe like 2013, 2016, that was the heyday of the MOBA. Now, I wouldn't say as much. Because, like, this would be where people would come up with the idea of toxicity being the worst thing ever. And that's because they're soft as baby shit. Does he get the 4-match? Yes, he gets the 4-match. And then with WoW, you have a really bad retail experience, and now a really bad classic experience. Because rather than keeping the classic experience as a classic, ooh, a 4. Do I get the 5? No, I don't get the 5. Rather than having the experience that would have been, hey guys, we can all play together and we can hang out in the game and we can enjoy shit. Instead, what we now have is pretty much, oh, let's power farm and then also buy levels to get to the next cap and experience new content, which is non-existent. It's very boring, ultimately. You come away from it feeling dissatisfied. So then you go to the classic experience, but then you have the same problem there. People are so in a hurry and a rush to put out a video of them doing the highest level content, either on stream or on tape. And they don't realize the writing's on the wall at this point. The writing was on the wall a very long time ago, but it's very much on the wall right now. It's as dead as Overwatch is dead. And unfortunately, I had people in my friend group that played Overwatch and enjoyed it. Those same friends play Warframe, and that's a game that I could get into and get back into, but the same thing. It's kind of a game that rewards you if you're a frequent player and a power user. And unfortunately, a lot of people in my audience don't have the power, and they don't have the systems to play those games. For a very long while, I didn't have the power and system to play those games. So it's, you just throw your hands up and you're like, what the fuck do I do? Where am I supposed to go? Where am I supposed to go? You know? And I have a pretty decent build that I can continue working on. But it's just, once you've played them and you've seen them for what they are, nice 5-match! Once you've played those games and you see them for what they are, you just, your brain just turns off. And you're like, I'll do it later, you know? That's how I feel about games like, well, pretty much anything now. It doesn't really matter what it is, it's just how I feel about everything. Give it long enough, you're gonna sit there and be like, why do I play this? You know? For the RPGs, that's how I felt about Borderlands 2. I was playing it because my friends still played it, but looking at Borderlands 3, garbage. Why the fuck would I buy that game? Why would I buy any of the DLC for that game? They don't deserve my money. Fuck Gearbox. But then I'm playing a game like Tribes of Midgard, right? And even though that game is like simplistic, bare bones, and it has maybe 1,000 players at any one time playing the live servers, I actually enjoy it. Surprisingly enough, it's just Viking Don't Starve, but with less mechanics. So anybody can pick it up and play it. In fact, today is what? Monday? Sunday? Computer, what day is today? Today is Monday. On Wednesday, I'm gonna probably play Tribes again. And I'm gonna buy it for somebody else in the audience so they can come and play with me. Because it's really, 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 really fun. It's mind-numbing in the way that you can just relax and turn your brain off and just farm. But at the same time, there is an argument that you could play this game and speedrun it. Because that's one of the challenges that they put out for this fucking season event they decided to release. Nice free spin! Nice free spin! Oh my god, it gave me the 5! Oh, poggers. Now give me a medal. I just need a medal mode right now. It's not giving me a medal, it's giving me a fucking 4-match. Oh well. But yeah, it's just how I feel about games now. Like, the first problem is finding people in your time zone that will play the game, right? Then it's actually playing the game with the mutuals. Then it's a matter of people not having to go to their day jobs. I'll talk about it in the future when I'm ready to talk about it, but I've given myself a lot of free time in which to now work on some projects that I have. So I can start making a conversion over to being a workhorse. But I still want to have time to hang out with my people and talk to them. Because if I'm going to build a business and have fun building said business, there's a lot of groundwork I gotta do. And I feel like I'm always behind in that work. And one of the ways to do that is to get people to play the games together. And looking for games that are low spec, that everybody can try to play, are free. So the only thing they gotta do is download it. I feel like that's the best way. Oh my god, more free spins! It gave me a 3 fucking match! Oh my lord! Oh my god! Oh! Oh my nut! I'm nutting. Just... But yeah, it is very much a needle in the haystack. I mean, I felt like if I was able to run it, that I would be able to enjoy, like, RuneScape of all things. But ironically enough, even though I had not played members at all in my lifetime, I'd only ever played free-to-play, I don't like the idea of the fact that if I want to play a game like RuneScape, I basically have to metagame everything. And because of the fact that the majority of its content is based around the highest tier of content coming from PvP, I'm just going to get feasted on by other players. So I wouldn't get involved in the PvP scene because I can't fight against those players without having the skills to. And even developing the skill requires basically somebody to teach you. And I ain't got a coach. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of people who play that game. But, members is money. Or just an exceedingly level of tedious grinding. Because once you actually get into members, you then have to sustain your members by getting enough money to buy another bond. Which isn't hard if all you ever do is skill and use blast furnace and just make steel so that people can make cannonballs. But then you still have to spend time actually trading. You could make an excuse and say, hey, well, you can just do barrows, but then you gotta do quests, and then you gotta do more quests, and then do more quests, and do more quests, and more quests, and more quests, and more quests. The questing never ends. And it's just, I have to do all this other shit that I don't want to do that's not fun to get to the fun shit. And that's not a fun way to play a game, no matter what game you're playing. It's just really hard. So if anything, I just try to have fun playing games on my own. Try to find ways to make it entertaining. Make it entertaining for myself and just stop caring entirely, which is what I've really gotten to the point of being. And then, that's not even including video game discourse, right? Like, every other week now, if not literally every week, there's somebody who's ranting madly about video games who don't understand them. And I really don't like the place that the marketplace for video games in its development cycle is right now. Which is like every other week when they're not bitching about that. Pretty much, basically, somebody goes onto Twitter and accuses a company of something that's wrong and false. Because we've gotten to a point in the economic system where the consumer hobby of gaming is so coked out of its mind that people will settle for paying for content that should be in the game already. And the people who are given attention are the people who bitch and whine about games that they chose to sit down and consume. But now they're upset that people aren't consuming them correctly. And it's just the same ass takes that we see in anime. People complaining about, oh my god, the woman's body. Oh my god, chuds. Oh my god, it's not diverse. It's like, shut the fuck up and play something else. Shit. Worst time of all is when it's streamers that are bitching about it too. Because if where are her organs is annoying, and what people need to play, I need to do. What do you feel? I don't want to have to play at the extreme. It's as simple as, there are two lines. Get punched in the face, don't get punched in the face. You get in a line that says get punched in the face. You get to the end of this line, and everybody tells you this entire time, are you sure you want to be in this line? This is the line where we punch people in the face, sweetheart. And I don't think you can take a punch. And you're like, yeah, I want to be here. I want to be here. And you keep going through this line, right? And you get to the point where the face puncher's looking at you, and it's like, okay, are you ready? And he winds up to punch you in the face, and all of a sudden you have a moment, and everything slows down. And he's like, wait, I actually get punched in the face? Oh my god, you hit me! How could you do such a thing? We should never have such behavior like this where it happens. And everybody turns around and is like... And they're looking at you, right? Nice, Queen Slime. What is that, a bar? Yeah, that's a bar. Hot. But, like, they're looking at you, right? And everyone is like, oh my god, how could you punch me? Ma'am, you came to the line where we punch people in the face. Well, they shouldn't be allowed to. You can't do that here. That's the entirety of video game discourse. On a fucking cooldown. Also, what the fuck is up with my hair? It's all lopsided and shit. Look at that. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. What is this? What is this? Anyways. it's like a mosh pit, right? Especially when it comes to, like, video game hazing. You go here because you want that experience. Oh, you could use pretty much any game for this example. A lot of people like to use Dark Souls, but it doesn't matter what game it is. You go to the place specifically to get that experience. But then you get mad that people are laughing at you when you try to demand this. Because this was a tweet that I made the other day, if it wasn't literally last night. People get mad as shit that they get mocked for being this dumb. But we look at you and we say, well, what do you expect me to do, right? It's kind of like the game I just played. The jungler plays poorly, but then expects me to make the play that they made good. Like, bro, that's not how it works. I'm not a miracle worker. So then you sit down and you discuss with them, okay, so let's go through the notes. Let's try to understand where we're coming from. Do you understand why this is bad? And it just doesn't, it doesn't fucking click. But unfortunately, all the activists, they're all saying the same shit, and they're all saying what they think is the correct words. Because they've gotten to a point that whenever they hear dissent, they've become so accustomed to marginalizing the very same voices they claim that they want to hear. Because it's not about hearing people. It's just about ruining someone else's fun. I think the way that I categorized it before is they've given up on trying to beat the game, so now they're trying to beat the companies. We saw pretty much 3 case examples that prove this clear. FromSoft gets this every single time they make a new game. The most recent being somebody bitching who's a game journalist and a developer that I clipped in the thread. You can go back on my media tab and go see it if there's a bunch of porn there. Of the dude complaining and bitching and whining and crying about Dark Souls and about the true experience of playing it. Then you have the case of Top Hat Productions, who were the distributors of Cyberpunk: A Ghost Story. Because of the fact that they were harassed, you have people who are very common to try and pull the card of, oh, you weren't harassed, you were just being criticized. Like, no, they told us to kill ourselves. They threatened people, they threatened the person who developed the game, and we're not backing down, go fuck yourselves. That's a perfect case example of that. But then you have the Kit Fox Games example, with Boyfriend Dungeon. Where the very same people who are crybabies like this, that like to make messages and shit posts, where they try to cope on stream. Am I about to get a fucking 4-stack? I'm about to get a fucking 4-stack, aren't I? Yeah! You get the people who will go on stream and only live inside the 4 fucking corners of their live streams. That will then say, no, those people's opinions don't matter. The opinions that matter are mine. But they don't actually play the game. Which is the reason why Carl's Law has always been in effect every time it happens. Because every time it happens, it's always casual. Because why am I supposed to listen to the opinion of a person who picks up a game and drops it, whether or not they have a bad experience with it? Especially if they're a games journalist. Especially if they're a streamer. It's... A lot of people like to categorize it as, well, it's a rite of passage, so that you have to get good, but realistically, the best way to describe it is like this, right? If I play a match of a MOBA, or some match-made queue video game, whether it be a competitive ladder or not, if I can walk away from the game, whether I win or lose, and I say, that was a good game, it's because I had to struggle. The struggle not only was present, but the pressure from other players and the constant one-upping of each other to try and counterplay the other one's movements is what makes the game possible, right? Because if you have a MOBA and you take away the video game players, you just have minions pushing down a wave. If you take away the concept of players playing these video games against computers and you realize it's just the player trying to speedrun and efficiently kill his bosses as quickly as possible in a game like Dark Souls, it's really a race of each other trying to one-up strategies and come up with better methods to outspeed each other, which is the purpose and the benefit of speedrunning, right? If I wanted to speedrun the speed category for difficulty, for being able to play Devil May Cry 3, and I played through the game using Royal Guard, because that's the method and methodology that's necessary to actually hit your timings, and also do the damage necessary to clear against monsters, if I try to compete against another player and somebody comes in and says, "Why are you guys doing that? That's not how the game was meant to be played," we're gonna look at you and say, "Shut the fuck up, we're having fun." Because that's fun. You're competing against somebody. You have to put forth effort to become better. And it's not just that you're becoming better than everyone else around you, and also improving the entire time. It's that you're getting back a benefit in a feedback loop that is rewarding you for your interest. And that's what people miss, and they end up losing out on when they try to say, well, we need to remove difficulty from games, by viewing difficulty as a basis of, well, I bought the game, I should be allowed to see everything in it. No, the fuck you not. I'm not. Why should you? That's ruining your own experience. If you ruin your experience like that, let it be through a cheat code. Don't do it by removing content from the game. The even better way to frame it is, think of it as what would happen if you were to go into ranked. You're going to remove every single person who's skilled from the queue and you're going to play against bots? Then it becomes a game of speedrunning. And even then, if you're just playing against machines and it's about a case of how quickly can each player in a simulated game win against the other one, you're still going to have competition. Competition and challenge breeds borders and gatekeeping in the form of skill. And skill, as a matchmaking, will create conflict, and conflict will breed toxicity. But every day and every single time it matters. In those games and matches where players are trying hard, whether they be professionals or streamers or unknown masters or just regular fucking players playing the ranked ladder, the entire point is that they need to get some level of understanding and enjoyment from the system that they're playing in. Whether that be the feedback loop of their enjoyment or their disappointment, but overall resolve to continue playing after that. The focus is that they felt that their time was well spent. If you remove all forms of difficulty that challenge people and tell them they just get to do whatever they want, you're gonna have people walking away because now they're disinterested because the thing that made it unique is no longer there. And wait for that, not only is it not there, that the people who are designing the game are hearing from people who have never put forth their own money to get that experience. Which is really just the same as it ever was. Is that a metal mode? Metal mode! So you just end up back at the exact same problem that brought you here, right? You pander to people who don't give you money, because you think if you do this, they'll finally give you money. But then they don't give you money. Shit's the bed. You get mad and disappointed about it. And you ask yourself, well, why did I even listen to them in the first place? And it's just no bueno all around. Aww, no free spend. I wish people could understand that there is an actual detriment and a benefit cost. Nice. To the consequences of these kind of actions, but they don't ever learn because they just want to feel good. They don't like being on the outside. Basically. They don't like being on the outside. Nice. They don't like being on the outside of things. They want to be included. They don't want to miss out on what the experience is. But that's the same system that makes shit as bad as it is to begin with. Because if it becomes about, well, I played it on camera and I was the first one to do it, then it becomes trying to control who actually has the experience, right? Because the gatekeeping isn't done by people anymore. Not realistically, not really. Nice free spin. Oh, hot diggity. But it's not done by people anymore. Back in the day, hell yeah, motherfuckers were gatekeeping. Like, on lock, dead ass. Fuck you mean? But now, is that a bar? Oh, I wish you would have given me the fucking 600. I wish you would have given me the 600. But the gatekeeping now isn't done by people. It's done by the game itself. Which is to say, the way that people test whether or not they're capable of hanging in the environment is the low tier god test. Basically, can you stand having somebody troll you on stream and run it down on you? How do you hold your cool when people push your buttons? That's what the tests come now. And when the game is the one that does the social hazing, oh, it's hot. It's delicious. It's sweet. When the game is the one that does the hazing, and other players don't take it as what it is, which is it's just what we do here, and they say, never again shall we have to deal with this, they create the toxic environment where players are allowed to, nice double, where players are allowed to get away with making excuses of their own selves rather than improving to rise to the occasion. Because if you remove difficult content because you can't get through it, rather than trying to assist a player to put themselves in the headspace on how to become better at it, you basically reduce the game to its lowest common denominator. Hot. And when you reduce it to its lowest common denominator, what you end up with is enfeebled players that can't stand to actual skill. So, people who make content for videos, right? So, you have your, for example, for Smite, you have people like Magical Bradoli Time, Total Shell, The Other Frost, Mast, and then every other pro player that's signed to a team. Like Barracuda and Fine OK. All those people are going to have an interest in wanting to play the game because they make content and it's their money source. A normal player playing ranked, if they don't have the improvement cycle of I'm just playing to be better for myself, and they make it about, well, actually, I just don't want people to run it down in my games, you end up in the case of the girl named Cassidy K, where she got trolled on stream because they knew she was a collegiate player who was playing on stream, playing off-role. And her reaction to getting trolled like this was to say, no, I'm not going to allow you to go unbanned in my community. Because in reality, they're not against gatekeeping. They just want to be the ones in control of who gets gate kept. And that's gay. And it's not going to go away anytime soon. As long as the attitude will remain that people will not put in the effort to try before they complain, we will never hear the fucking end of it. We will have journalists trying to find ways to cheat the system so they don't have to put in the effort to write a proper review article. And Access Journalism will make it so that they will continue to have the nepotistic relationships and incestuous infighting that has led to the situation of the industry to rot as is. It's the same idea with Riot kicking the can of toxicity down the road. Because, oh yeah, definitely, the most important form of toxicity that you need to worry about is people in all chat. Not the people who are just soft-inting the games. Because I've once had players tell me, you don't deserve to go next, and waste my time because they would rather us lose over the amount of time where they entered their lanes than just fucking go next and forfeit. Because it's all about the Saiyan pride! And honestly, in the beginning, for myself, by my own lonesome, I used to thought that I was fucked up. But I recognize that these people kick the can down the road. Because at the core heart of everything, a lot of these people are just activists. They use these things as talking points. They use it as rhetoric. And the rhetoric gets used to make excuses and never have to hold anyone accountable. It's like watching Vosh try to have a debate with somebody, and him use words like superjorative, which is a very fancy $10 word that means things that would be nice if you did them, but you're not obligated to do. If you are not obligated to try and have fun on your own terms when you go into a system that you know you're signing up for, you don't get to run down other players and tell them, no, you can't tell me how to do this, when you signed up to be here. Even worse than that, nice 4-stack. Even worse than that, you cannot have a company, especially one that's owned by a Chinese interest, make the excuse to say, no, we're going to try and turn off all chat because we think other players on the enemy team are the reason why toxicity is at an all-time high. And even if it wasn't a case of, hey, we have people who play the game, who play in basically nothing but normals matches, at the end of the day, it's just, you're pandering to an audience group that you know are not going to ask questions, basically. They're the people whose opinion of the company will become, I stopped playing once the rapes occurred. Which is the same thing I just said on the timeline. Like, not 5 seconds ago. Because if your reaction to something is, well, I don't like the fact that people are working for a company where I believe they do underhanded, schemy things, and you're blaming that on employees of the company who have no control over those things, that what do you expect them to do? What do you expect to happen? How do you expect the industry to fix itself? The physician can't cure itself because the doctor's out! Instead, we're left behind with Nurse Ratchet. And that's even assuming that you have people who actually understand the deeper issue. Realistically, we really don't. We don't have enough professional talkers who play video games. And of the people like myself who do it, there are people who will go out of their way to try and stop me from being heard. Because they know that if they were actually listening to the argument in full, they wouldn't have a comeback. But it's more convenient to say, oh, let's not listen to that side, than it is to really think about it for 5 fucking seconds. I wanted the bar. So we just end up here, in this never-ending void of, man, y'all could do better than this, but y'all really ain't trying. You are correct. It is almost always optics. It ends up almost always as optics with absolutely no feedback whatsoever for the improvement of anything in general. They are more than happy to subsist on how the industry is rather than fixing it. Because fixing is hard. What would they ever do if they had to fix shit correctly? I don't think that's enough. I think that's enough gambling. We're gonna check. And the grand total is 143,000 and some odd coins. So first, down the rabbit hole. And now, Platinum Power Sword. Hot. And nope, we still need more. We still need more. We still need more. However, these I can get right now. And yen, and yen, and yen, and yen, and yen. And yen, and yen, and yen. Yeah, I need more for the dresses, fuck. Oh! Hey! Well, at least we have the first part done. Gonna have to increase the agility out the wing wall. We'll leave these unfucked with for now. Perfect. Okay. I'm gonna still have to power farm again, which is unfortunate. We're almost done, though. Yeah, there's just no accountability for anything. It's always someone else's fault. No one ever takes responsibility. It's always, we need to do better, but no one actually does anything better. Because it's just empty bullshit to then give money to the AEL as they hunt down the inevitable ghost of white supremacy, where it doesn't exist. Meanwhile, the queer terror continues to reign through on every single video game that is ever popular. That's half the reason why I play private servers. And yeah, actors don't leave contracts. They just don't. There's no reason for them to, and it would not benefit them to do so. But that's just everything in a whole, you know? I mean, you have Alec Baldwin's unfortunate shooting of the woman on the set of Rust. Unlucky bar. And then you have the never-ending fucking gaming takes from people who are not qualified to talk about gaming. And then you have the boredom that is entertainment as a whole. And the fact that people are watching a lot of streaming content because there's nothing fun to watch. As it comes for broadcasters like myself, streaming becomes a bit of a tedious chore. And more of the interest of what we choose to do falls on the shitposting side of things, rather than the hard press side of things. Oh no, it just makes everything fucking unenjoyable. Throw your hands up and say, well, what do we do from here? But it's like, if you don't have entertainment that brings people together, you don't have shit. But people would much rather do something other than fix the problem, because, hey, fixing things is hard, but bitching about it is easy. And I say that not just as a voice actor and as a game developer, but I say that as an enjoyable person who takes up the hobby of video games. Video games legitimately saved my fucking life. As suicidal as I am and was before, I was very, 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 very depressed. And having video games fixed that for me. It gave me something to do and something to get good at. Something to be skillful for. Something to put discipline into. Challenge myself and then also challenge others. How I ended up becoming a coach for it in the collegiate scene for League of Legends when I went to college. It's how I ended up making my friend circles. How I ended up meeting the friend that would change my life and help me change my entire attitude and outlook. If that hadn't happened, I would either be in the grave or I'd be a dick. Nice bar. Do I get a 4? Do I get a 5? Oh! Oh! Game, you shouldn't have. Fucking poggers, bro! But yeah, it's a coping mechanism that helped make things easier for ourselves. And people want to take that shit away because they're fucking assholes. Oh. It's fucking boring! Even worse is the part that really we have to suffer with. The taking away of the shit talking. Man, trash talking was the best part of video games on the internet. Fucking put in your microphone on Xbox Live and potentially get the Chinese or Spanish kid whose family is yelling at him over the fucking intercom. Potentially hear somebody get smacked in the back of the tatum. It's great! Fucking great! Going on quests for hate mail, raiding people in fucking, both Modern Warfare and also Dark Souls at the early life before Prepare to Die and after Prepare to Die. And just the heyday of the non-enhanced edition. Like Modern Warfare lobbies, zombie lobbies, Dark Soul lobbies, and invading in general. Borderlands. Borderlands was still fun back then. It was still Borderlands 1, but bitch, we farmed us ourselves some Crom Erics. It was a different time, different place. And back then, WoW was still good. Now? I fucking worry. And that's not even discounting the fact that I haven't been able to see my nephew in a very long time. Because, shit, that's the responsibility and the fault of my brother. I can only hope if I get to see my nephew, when he gets to the age that I was, that I'll be able to give him video games. Because he's gonna need it even more than I did. Because he has an absentee father that is more focused, fucking around, being serious about the life of his child. And I've put a lot of shit on hold to make sure shit was taken care of here. So I don't want to have to go through the experience of my nephew seeing that and that be his entire fucking home life. Only so much that I can do. At the end of the day, eso si quieres. Eso si quieres. Now let's get this shit.
I need a few last tokens, game. Can you be nice and give me a metal mold, please? Maybe some more free spins? I know you gave me a couple more, but I just need a couple more. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. I'll suck your knob.
I wouldn't say his mother's toxic, but I would say that she's very distrusting. Herb. Not much you meant, but fair. Well, when it comes to my nephew's parents, my brother's a fucking asshole. He lied to us for 1.5 years. When it comes to her, she was lied to for 1.5 years. And witnessed shit that we didn't get to see because we don't have a fucking buzzer and a bell on my brother's neck. We gave away resources, we gave away time. People had to make choices and make sacrifices to make shit possible. Worst of all, I had to watch my brother parade around my house as a fucking tyrant while his fucking son was getting crawled all over by fucking cockroaches living in my mother's bedroom because my brother wouldn't fucking clean shit. And he wouldn't get people to clean shit, and he wouldn't clean behind himself. And they made the house the goddamn pigsty from shit that came from his car.
Nice modding mode.
That it became an everyday struggle that I would sit there and I would look at my nephew while he slept, and I would see the roaches crawling on his face and crawling in his hair, and I get so vehemently fucking mad. Nice trove. It would upset me to fucking tears. Now, I just wonder what's going on with him. What is he doing? Is he gonna be okay? Will there ever be a normal situation with the people I have in my life that are important? Who knows? But I got video games. I got video games. I have video games and I have an audience, and I'm building a business so that I can be able to ensure that I can take care of said family, even though they may not deserve it. While I build a family of connections and supporters of my own. It's a very fucked up environment to put a family into. Nice queen! Am I about to get a fucking Fortrove? Can I get a Fortrove? Oh, I get the Fortrove! But it's all just scuffed in general. It's just all scuffed in general. So, of all the concerns that I have in my head, I bottle them up, I put them away, put the shit in the back of the closet, and I just look for shit to keep myself occupied. That's the best thing I can do. It's been a very difficult transition. I can say that much. Very difficult transition. Because for the last 3 years of my life, I have been attacked and insulted and harassed on the internet. And I don't mean that in the, oh, people said mean things about me. I mean somebody actually hunting me with a shotgun. I mean people spending all day and all night for 2 years in a row to try and slander my good name, and me not be able to react because I had to fucking work day jobs for a living. Day jobs that I hate. Or hated. That didn't get any better. Being isolated from my friends. The few times when I'm actually able to go see them, we have to bury one of our friends. It's a lot to demand of a man. It's a lot to demand of a man. Because at this point in time, I agree with you. I don't see my family as my family. They're people who have my last name that I live with. And as for how do I move on, I just gotta be myself. There was a time period at the beginning, though, because of how serious this friend was as a connection to me, because they were the person who helped me turn my life around, that it clinically depressed me in a way that I thought, I don't have the intelligence, I don't have the charisma to do this. And a lot of it was, I forgot my own inner spark that I had to make myself motivated to do the things I wanted to do, even if it was waking up and playing video games. Nothing there was no color to anything anymore. Everything was just tinges and dirges of gray. There was no black, there was no white, there was no color. It was just this. I couldn't enjoy life. And it took meeting people who were able to get me to care about that again that made me hungry for it. Not to say clout, but the burning desire to want something. Once I found that desire again, I didn't let the fuck go of it. And now I just say fuck it. If we're gonna be out here, nice metal mode. If we're just gonna be out here in the streets now, just telling lies and shit, oh, we monetizing it. Oh, people are gonna talk shit on the timeline? Dead ass. I'm gonna put it on my stream and I'm gonna fucking use money out of it.
Nice.
People are going to consistently try to make content about it. Oh, I'm gonna put it in a video. I'm gonna put it on the timeline. I'm gonna critique the culture that I'm a part of until I see the culture change. I'm gonna be the change I want to see. And I'm gonna try to improve it for the better. That's either a metal or it's a 4-connect. I think it might be a 4-connect. Yeah, it's 4-connect. And since then, I haven't really looked back at all. Have I had mistakes and setbacks and regrets? Fuck yes. Especially with my friend group. Putting interest and time and investment into a person who couldn't... You could have gave me the 7 game? You could have gave me the 7. I got annoyed with the amount of time and interest that I put into the friends that I had around me. And how they basically did not have anyone's best interest at heart except for their own. That it's probably one of the most famed things that I'm responsible for in terms of internet, like, drama, lore, I guess. But even then, people don't approach me to ask questions. People just make blind assumptions. Even as an ex-Fed, having worked for the government, I'm just a dude trying to be video games, bruh. I don't give a fuck about none of this shit. I don't care to stalk people's informations and learn about what they do for a living. I ain't trying to stress that shit. I'm trying to fucking laugh. I'm trying to find joy in life again. And it's hard to find it. Fucking gay ass shit never fucking stops. 5 connect! It's so boring when these people make up these accusations. I stopped counting how many times I saw congruent lies about myself being said over and over and over again. Is that a 4? 3. It's just a 3. Are they ever creative? No. I thought I said to stop playing. Whatever. But it just consistently is a never-ending torrent of bullshit. There was one time where a person told me the hardest thing I'd have to do is just learn to fucking tolerate what I'd have to see, but honestly, it's just a never-ending cycle of general annoyance. Ah, fuck, I still need lightning lance! Oh! I still need a lightning lance. I thought I was out. I'm not out. I'm not out, boys. I am not out. I need to get the dresses and the lance. I basically need like another 125. Fuck. Can I flip using poker? Slime Quest will be easily more consistent, but that's boring to make you guys watch. Slot Machine can be consistent enough, but that really depends on what we're talking about. For poker, we can try. Okay. Begin the double. Try to keep to the pattern. Ah! Okay. This is a potential swing. No. That's enough. Hot. This is a combination of luck and autosave at this point. Gotta get the fucking doubles. The higher I fucking score, the easier it becomes, but gotta get those fucking doubles. You ever think you can do damn gambling at all? See, when it comes to gambling in life, I don't like making those things. I'm a very risk-averse person. I like making calculated risks. If I don't calculate the risks that I have to do, I'm not going to do the thing that people are demanding I do. But when it comes to video games, I'm very much a loosey-goosey kind of person when it comes to risks and averages. Only because it's a matter of understanding things. What's the likely to pull another ace? Hot. In general, I just try to be loosey-goosey with things. Try to work it out. One more. Bank it. Fuck yes. My methodology continues to work out in my favor. See, the kind of risk and reward that comes in video games when it requires a competitive advantage is the kind of thing that becomes the concept of how to teach a masterclass about philosophy and pedagogy, which is my fucking jam. Because teaching people how to teach themselves is good, but also teaching people how to recognize an advantage and how to be aggressive and take it is probably lessons not just for business, but also for life. Like, if you sit on your feet and you always say, what if, what if, what if, what if, you're never going to take the opportunity and chances to do what you want to do. Like, sometimes you just have to kiss the girl, you know what I mean? Well, walk right up and just, right on the cookie. Right on the cookie! Be the kind. Yes, yes. Punch it. But when it comes to, like, competitive play, for example, I feel in this comparison you're using probably Apex Legends. In Apex, playing your life is a very common thing players like to do, while then citing, actually, I don't want to win. Like, why are you trying so hard, guy? Like, come on. Ugh. It's a very stupid thing that I see very, very often. Right? Realistically, the most consistent way to play a Battle Royale is to drop on the furthest outskirt of the map, unless you have a team that can handle dropping hot on 5+ teams. Get the aggressive standard, use the ability to gear up, to then slowly start poking out at teams, and third-partying them, and setting yourself up for a good victory, by understanding what you should look for in terms of game sounds. Know when to rat, know when not to rat, and just consistently play off of that advantage. Whammy! Of course. Oh! It was 1 and 3 that time. But it's all the parts that come as the understanding of how to just deal with the game as a whole. Hot! And now I gotta double this at least like 4 times. Oh my god! The outside card to play was the win this time. Oh my god. Game, come on, please. I'm trying to win here. Actually, this is the start of a fucking full house. No dice. 2 pair. It's just very iffy. Also, I'm gonna feel like I'm gonna start banking those. It's just very iffy in general when it comes down to it, because the what-if factor is a very big thing in MOBAs. As well as in, Battle Royales in general. Because it's Call of Duty with extra steps, basically. One more double. And yes, there are meta characters. And it's a very fucked up system of meta characters when it comes down to it. Joker, Ace, Jack, King. No, Jack, King, Ace, 10. I need a queen. That is not a queen. And a lot of the skill that comes from understanding. What a snap. A lot of the skill that comes from understanding comes from spamming what you're doing. So it's very much a win and hit and miss system that you have to end up dealing with a lot of the times. So you just end up coin flipping in that regard. Please be easy. Oh, fuck. Okay. Alright, I'll take that game. I'll take it. I will take it. This will be good. It did not end up good. This can be good. Did not end up good. Pain. I'll take that. Made it all around, I see. Well, see, do you mean did I make my skill all around, or you mean the cards I'm playing right now? Because I'm trying to play out of my mind. I'm only getting lucky with these stakes because I've learned the methodology. Whammy. Watch this be bad. Okay. Hot. Hot! Well, coin flipping is a very common thing that happens in life in general. Please don't fail this the first time again. Okay. I need 3 flips for this one. Fail. Nope, snap. If I had picked 2 or 3, I would have been fucked. Please draw low. Okay. This is probably a fail. Never mind. I'm getting poggers. Pain. Pain. Snap. Nope, chest. Fucking 5 locks. Are you kidding me? I don't have to do all those in one setting. But I gotta flip this like 4 times. Snap. Snap. Take it. Pain. Fortunately, others tend to play hyper-aggressive into a position where the opposition is holding a bottleneck and they just move forward and ease. Yeah, that's very common. That's essentially what happened in the game that I just played. It's what happens a lot in MOBAs, actually. It happens in MOBAs, it happens in Battle Royales, it happens in Team Deathmatch games like Call of Duty. It's probably gonna fail. Pain. Okay, 3 of a kind. A lot of it tends to be ego, but it also tends to be overconfidence. Snap. Fail. Snap. Fail. Getting better at this. Woo! Antifreeze. But yes, ego is a very big team killer and game killer in a lot of situations. Not just in those games, but in general other cases as well. It's very annoying to deal with whenever you see it, because players will never actually address the problem. This is a fail. Ooh. This is a fail. Ooh. This is a fail. Ooh. Nice. Fail. Ooh. That queen, king. No such luck. Jack and queen. Pain. Jack and king. Pain. Jack, queen, ace. Pain. Okay. Fail. Why am I swooning? Please stop. Because I'm trying to predict this system, and I'm surprising myself with how easily I'm calling this. Poker is by no way a way to try and earn a consistent level of money, but I am very surprised at how consistent this is. Now that I've learned the methodology behind how the game chooses its cards, this is a fail. Wow. Game, wow. Fucking wow. What is a trade? It is just... It's just, you know, sometimes you get impressed with yourself. I'm impressed with myself. Pain. Nice. Fail. Ah. Fail. 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 Snap. Nope. Fail. Full house? I think oftentimes ego push is needed when the enemy is just trying to end the game and you play so damn safe that it becomes boring. Yes. This is actually a very serious problem, and I know exactly what causes it. What happens is that you have players that have been so safe and so passive that when they end up getting placed with aggressive players like myself, they interpret our criticism as toxicity rather than clear guidance. And they become so terrified and scared of making a play and being judged for it that they get stuck in a holding pattern. And that holding pattern tells them, well, if I don't make a play, then they can't flame me. But if I don't make a play, they'll flame me anyways. So I'm just stuck. So then, after getting stuck, they effectively tell themselves, well, if I just play even wiser than I already am, then this won't be that big of a deal. Lay on my bed for a bit. My back hurts. I have no backing to my chair, it's just a stool. Lay in the comfort of my bed. But no, they get in the holding pattern where they consistently just get absolutely fucking ass blasted by the most toxic elements of the environment. Where the ability for them, snap, where the ability for them to enjoy what they're doing is removed from them, snap, and they're just not allowed to have fun. I need to double this one more time. Snap. And they effectively get punished for the crime of having fun. Now, it's not fun to get blamed for nothing. Whew. Sometimes you need someone to get a fucking kick in the pants. Because that's what coaching's for. But then, this comes the problem.
Oh, I don't need a coach. I know what I'm doing. I've been playing this forever.
It's a very stupid way of thinking. Because it becomes a dependent system and cycle. It requires you, this is probably a fail, this requires you to essentially tell yourself, no, I'm smarter than everybody else here. Not only am I the smartest player, but I'm also better than everyone else too. Which sometimes that can be true, but sometimes it's not. And people just can't handle the fact that they're getting told, actually, you're a dog shit player. I'm gonna try to double this one more fucking time. This is probably more than a bust. No, I didn't. Oh my god. I'm fucking hot. No, it just becomes difficult in the long run. What a kind! What a move! It just becomes hard, you know? And God bless their hearts, especially if they legitimately are getting flamed for absolutely fucking nothing. But a lot of the time, players just run it the fuck down, and then they throw their hands up and say, well, I did my best. Good is good enough. Ooh woo. And it's just so fucking surprising. Because a lot of the time, it's not even the top players doing it, it's not even the low players doing it. It's just the literal mindset of, I don't want something to say. It's so wild. Especially when shit's casual as fuck. That's usually the part that fucking flabbergasts the shit out of me. The I don't feel like and I'm scared to part. I have a hankering for fucking ice cream and pizza right now. I'm gonna try to order myself something from fucking Dollar General. Ironically enough, a person can go to Dollar General and fucking have them order shit from there. Technology is such a surprising thing. Anyways. Still only want to go positive. Play the game Evolution. Accidentally took Guardian. Thought you had the page. Imagine Sock and go positive at 7-5 and Garen with the feeders. Well, in a game like League, and this is debatable because we have this in Smite. With Smite, there is no room in the mastery system. It's all on understanding how to play the map and how to position. In League of Legends, keystones were used as a placebo effect to additionalize to even greater purpose a specific kind of play style. The smaller, normal fucking keystones don't make much of a difference. Realistically, it's the normal keystones, the big, important ones of effect, that add to it, because that's what allows for the build's fantasy, as it were. In Season 12, for example, Lethal Tempo is going to go from being a I must attack the enemy in order to gain the ability to uncap my attack speed, to when I attack a player, I get when I attack a champion, I get a stacking buff that is comparable to Jax's passive. And then when it is at max stacks, I gain additional attack range. So I'm able to stay on top of a player while I'm punishing them with my auto attacks. That kind of a build fantasy is the basis of what runes and masteries are supposed to do, in the terms that they're basically like a commander deck's special ability. Or to compare it to what happened in Path of Exile, the additional bonus from putting all the points inside of a passive tree and getting its notable. Something that defines the effective basis of what your build needs to do and what you'd like it to do, based on what's there. It's the same for everyone, but where you start on the passive tree And what you do from there becomes the dictation of your build. And let's say you're doing something off meta. Not gonna be the same colors. Let's say you're doing something that's very meta, but you don't know how to use path of building, and it's your first time trying it. It's gonna be a daunting task no matter what. It's a tool system that's meant to help to ease the game, but it's realistically a sugar pill. You're supposed to learn how to become good on your own, and from there, you fucking gap the enemy's asshole wide the fuck open. Move this out the way so I can see what over the second screen. So much shit on my desk. At the end of the day, you just gotta fucking say to yourself, look, I'm trying. I'm probably gonna fail this one. Yeah, I failed that one. Fuck me. Literally every other option was a win! Bro! I'm cringing! Nice 4 of a kind, or 3 of a kind. But at the end of the day, it's a placebo effect. And the placebo effect of... I missed. The placebo effect of League of Legends and players saying to themselves, well, I'm not like other players, is what breeds this level of toxicity. Because usually the people who are the most common to flame people are the players that are extremely terrible at the game. And as much as people like to flame, a lot of that flame is misplaced. Because a lot of it stemmed from embarrassment. You wouldn't want them to be embarrassed. Snap. You wouldn't want them to go on being embarrassed, but at the end of the day, they gonna live. They ain't die. They ain't gonna die. Snap. Oh, I should have gone with my gut and just took the middle card. Fuck. Nice and catchy sound. Not like we're not making profit. Yeah, a lot of the players that like to fucking run it down and run their fucking mouths are the same players that won't come onto a stream to fucking argue their case. So it's like, why bother? The bitch made as fuck. Deserving nothing but outright fucking mockery. The Burger Den. This is a restaurant that has burgers that cost up to like $10 fucking, chat. Hold on. I'm lazy. I don't want to get out of bed now that I'm in here. This is a restaurant. Come on, camera. This is a restaurant. There we go. This is a restaurant that's trying to charge you $10 fucking or more for a single fucking burger item. Isn't that fucking wild? Ugh. Fucking wild. Cheapskate ass motherfuckers. Fuck, this is a hard deck. Okay, I'll take the 2 pair. I'll take the 2 pair. I'll take the 2 pair. Ah, fuck. 3. Okay, another 2 pair. Loggers. Snap. Snap. Fuck. Jack, Queen, King. I doubt I'm rolling an ace. I'm taking the 3s. Full house. I can make back my fucking money loss here, but I have to be fucking lucky. Please don't bust. Welcome back, Knight. Really? Wow. I learned something today. This is really hard. I feel like the card's either 1 or 4. Okay, I got lucky and I got a reset. 1 or 3, maybe? Jesus, take the wheel! Jesus, you crashed! God damn it, I was right. It was 1. This is 2. Bust. 4. I've taken a couple of fucking... Oh, no. 3 losses total. I should probably double this twice more. I'm gonna get it to 16. This is probably a bust. Okay, I got lucky. Take the 16. More gems. Wow. Okay. And then another chest. That feels like a bust. This also feels like a bust. Let's go with our gut. Fuck. And every other card was a win! Damn. Also down. Damn. Take the 3. Got a 4. I need to double 3 times. Unfortunately, because I spend most of my time awake. My brain is now getting to the point where it wants to shut down. Conversations are hard. On an unrelated note, remind yourself of the past few days how much of a banger the first OP for Dragon Ball GT was. Both in Japanese and Vic Winona English version. OPs do indeed have good bangers. In the most unforeseen ways. 4 bang. Auger. 1. Augers. Hit me with a double. Augers. I have made back my deficit. I'm happy with my girl. My dick. Never scales like that. Mm. Dan kokoro ita tareteku is the name of the song if you're interested. I'm sure if you've ever seen the show, it'll come back to you as soon as it begins to play. See, unfortunately, when it comes to Dragon Ball OPs, Headchala has pushed a lot of music out of my brain. Now it's just filled with fucking jingles from Metal Heroes and jingles from Kamen Rider. Unfortunately. Full house. I need to double this like 4 times. Bust. I think the new age anime, like anime maze, got some good stuff. It's hit and miss when it comes to new animes. Recency bias is at an all-time high. Bust. Recency bias is at an all-time high. And people, like Noralities, are ruining the ability to do it. This is a very difficult one. This feels like a bust. This also feels like a bust. Should've gone with my gut. Bust. Yeah, that one would have been difficult. Bust. Ah, my brain's starting to slow down. I can feel it. Here. Could be capping, but hey, that's the music you enjoy. Jujutsu Kaisen for starters. B-Stars. And second season of ReZero. It's very... Bust. Nope, that's a snap. Game, we're trying really, really hard to fuck me. Snap. 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 Pain and pleasure. Twin. Pain. Just save that 8. Bust. Man. Nice. There. Getting hungry. I'm ordering from this place. Yet. Yeah, shitty mini thing. Cracker Barrel was open. It was open. Ew. They have a fucking seasonal pumpkin menu and it all looks disgusting. Monster, scrambled eggs, hickory, smoked bacon, pork sausage, diced ham, shrimp, jack cheddar, cheese, hash browns, avocado, guac, queso, and sour cream wrapped in a warm flour tortilla and finished with jalapeno ice. Serve the choice of side. Yeah, no. That just sounds like a fucking omelet with extra steps and a whole flour tortilla. The fuck? Bust. Bust. Oh, whoa! I feel like that's 1 or 4. Nope, I was dead ass wrong. It was 3. Pain. Carbon saturated with pizza guys and eyes are failing me. Often butchered translations for the animes that people want. Realistically, it's the animes that people want having butchered translations made by people who hate the fucking product that really gets them. Bust. Bust. Or sheer laziness in this sense. Yes. Bust. Tokens. Rousing Rose Collar. And we have gambled ourselves back into a 100k base. But we need more. A lot more. feel like for the safety of my own sanity, I need to take a nap and come back. I don't know. I'm hungry yet I'm sleepy. Happy autosave. I can leave it running on Slime Quest, at the very least. So this is all paid out. Occupied. Ooh, oh, fuck me. Ooh. Curious about everything in the background being explained and having everything be written. Surprised how some isekais come off the ground, but people want escapism. Realistically, what ends up happening with the isekais is that we start out with a very simple product, and then we end up with, oh my god, you got your hentai in my fucking harem! And it's fucking mental. Like, extremely fucking mental. And I don't know how to really describe this fucking disappointment. This is the wildest shit I've ever fucking seen. Well, in the case of Kaifuku, I can't blame Kaifuku because Kaifuku is a harem revenge story. Like, Kiaru is not a good person. But then again, it's basically the premise of ow, stomach pain, alcohol. It's the premise, in the case of Kaifuku, what you get with Tate no Yusha, Rising of the Shield Hero. In the case of Rising of the Shield Hero, the hero effectively is in the same position that Kiaru is. The difference is, he doesn't rape her, and he doesn't butcher and massacre the people who end up killing the people in his town, and of his town, and his childhood friend, and his mother, as the basis of creating his harem. Because, like, that ass is a hentai universe. Characters have to get stronger by drinking the semen of a hero-class person. And he was just outright getting fucking raped. However, because of the sensibilities of people who are bitch-made, they don't like that kind of fun. So instead, they just decide to can down the road, as it were. And I guess it is what it is until the day they come and arrive at the conclusion of you can do both. You can legitimately do both. So. Oh, and also, yes, the Autobot can be very fucky. Blame Stefan. Blame Stefan. Motherfucking life. So crazy funky shit to 11. I'm gonna order from IHOP. We need more containers for my mother to eat food out of. Reese's Pieces short stack pancakes. No, I'd rather not have a fucking Reese's Pieces stuck in my teeth. But yeah, I'm probably gonna have it do this for a while as we slowly gain the rest of the money. And then, I don't know, after like noon, I'll be able to come back and we'll see what we can do from there. I'm trying to push to get this shit completed, because we don't have a lot of fucking shit to do. Like, we got, like, this is just the token grinding at this particular casino. And this one is the longest one because the token grind at the other one is actually much more consistent because roulette is a lot more abusable. But deadass, this is... And also, yes, animes have gotten to the point of making either the fanbase toxic mess or having journalists talk about it 24/7. Realistically, the journalists that choose to talk about it are also ones that don't actually like anime. They just use it as a talking point to say, man, isn't it so great that we can enjoy what we play and it's so wonderful and fine and great and wonderful and cool. Like the Anime News Network. Oh, they exist to be fucking chills. They don't serve a purpose, but they're there. So, meh. It couldn't be fucking lamer. But... C'est la vie! C'est la fucking vie! Even then, if it was just a case of Americans got the material secondhand, and then when they got the dubs, they were getting the subs ahead of time, which is usually what happens. If there were no Crunchyroll, you wouldn't have nearly as much of this discourse. But, again, popular thing is popular, so recency bias becomes a very significant benefit for trying to create drama. Because drama equals clicks on a new video that you make about the topic. And unfortunately, you have no one else to think for that but dumbasses like Joe the Anime Man. And his girlfriend slash live-in waifu, Aki Dearest. It's one of the things that I hate about anime YouTubers in general. Creating drama out of nothing, specifically because they want to have a topic to talk about. It's very much a Matt Pat way of making shit. Even though the person to blame for that is Mother's Basement. But Digibro is just as guilty of... Oh, I can't call him Digibro now, can we? Digi is very much as guilty of that, just as much as Joey, just as much as Aki, and just as much as every other cloud-chasing clickbaiter. But, if I were to compare them to the same level I compare Neuralities, they're all collectively at fault. The only person I could say is probably not directly at fault is Giguk and Sidsnap, because they prioritize actually having fun over click my video. So, there's that. But now I am going officially. Bye everyone, I'll see you in like 4 hours.